Hi, Social Studies friends. Today, let's talk about one of the most fundamental parts of the environment. And after all, we're learning about how humans affect the environment, so we need to know exactly how those things work in order to kind of wrap our minds around if we mess with them, what happens. Okay? Because, spoiler alert, humans mess with the environment a lot. Okay, so we're talking about food webs today. So you are, of course, in this food web folder. The first thing you do when you are in the food web folder is watch this video. It is a ed puzzle. There's the word. And it's an ed puzzle, so you'll be answering questions as you watch it. And it's a very, very short video. It just talks about what exactly a food web is. After you do that, you're going to click on 2.2 food web activity. That's going to take you to something that looks like this. Now, you might be asking yourself, hey, Mr. Meyer, what is a food web again? Well, today I'm going to say, I would watch that video. It really explains it. But also, food web is something that looks a little something like this. All right. Now, many of us might be familiar with a food chain. A food chain is a very simple way of looking at it, as in there are trees, and then a deer eats the tree, and then the lion eats the deer. Simple enough, right? Notice where the arrows are going. It goes pointing to who's eating what. So the deer eats the tree, so it points away from the tree to the deer, and then from the deer to the lion. That's a very simple way of looking at it, right? There's grass, and then the grass is eaten by the cow. Cow is eaten by Mr. Meyer. Simple way of looking at it. But in reality, I don't just eat cows. I eat a bunch of different things. Just like how in this top food chain here with the lion, lions are eaten more than just deers. And deers eat more than trees, and trees are eaten by more things than just deer. It's all a lot more complicated, with arrows not just going in one direction, but there's arrows pointing off in many directions in many cases. This is a food web like this. So this is even a simple food web, because carrots aren't just eaten by rabbits. Carrots are eaten by all sorts of different animals in this example. Grasshoppers are eaten by frogs and rats, but I'm sure grasshoppers are eaten by other animals there as well. Now, the point being is not that, just be confused because this is all complicated. No. The point is that, well, it is a little complicated. It's not just one simple thing. And since it's so complicated, if you mess with one little part of a food web, because what I say, human beings love messing with the environment, mess with one little part, you're not just throwing off the next guy. You mess with the frogs, you're not just messing with the snake. You're messing with the flies, you're messing with the grasshoppers. If you're messing with the grasshoppers, you're messing with the corn. If you're messing with the snake, you're messing with the eagle. And if you're messing with the eagle, then you're messing with the fox, and you're messing with the rabbit. And as you see, food webs mean that everyone's in it together. They're all working together in the system. Take one thing out of the system, just like if you take one gear out of a machine, it falls apart. Okay? If you were to open up a car engine, take out one little part of the engine, the car's not going to work as well. I know nothing about cars, so I'm assuming that's right. See what I mean, though? So, you're going to be in this food web, clicking on this link. This link is going to take you to a website that has a bunch of different marine means they live in the ocean, marine animals. Phytoplankton is one, crustaceans is one. Now notice where the arrow is going. The arrow is going away from phytoplankton towards crustaceans. That means crustaceans eat phytoplankton. It is your job to fill in 8 more of these boxes and to move them around into appropriate spaces, and to move the arrows to where things are supposed to go. Now, one thing I want to say is that you can change the direction of these arrows. You can turn them around so that it's not just going pointing to the right or pointing down. You can have these pointing whatever direction you want. Okay, as long as you are pointing it to who eats what. Now let's look at the cards. So I said on there that the phytoplankton are eaten by crustaceans. So if you go to where it says crustaceans here, here's crustaceans, include shrimp, yada, 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 and food is phytoplankton. Okay, here's the anchovies. Anchovies eat phytoplankton and zooplankton. You can scroll down and here we see, hey look, phytoplankton. Phytoplankton eat sunlight. They get their energy from the sun. Market squid, it tells you what they eat. Moon jellies, they eat zooplankton. Sharks eat squid, fish, tuna, mackerel. There's octopus. There's sardines that eat zooplankton and phytoplankton. There's the sea turtle that eat moon jelly and other jellyfish. Here is the zooplankton. They eat phytoplankton, so on and so forth, right? So your job is to pick 8 different animals from this list here and inform yourself on what they eat. I would try to pick out the ones that eat the other things that are already on there so that your food web can get a little more complex, okay? So you are going to be clicking on the box and you're going to be typing in things like, sea turtle or jellyfish, okay? In fact, I would really highly encourage you to put sea turtles on there. Now, why do I encourage you to put sea turtles on there? Because for the food web discussion, you're going to respond, what would happen if sea turtles were removed from the food web? Because as you see here in this video that you will watch, sea turtles are in some trouble. And once you write your response to that, you are done with this part of the activity. Let me know if you have any questions whatsoever about this. Have a great day, folks.